to watching Featherstone for 2 years, and Vince Farrer, one of the heroes of the 1973 Cup win against Bradford Northern, and also Evan Hawksworth, unfortunately. One of the sad aspects of the game, so in that whatever age you are, it's still a physical game. Passed away, of course, last week, Stanley Rangers youngster. And finally, the game gets underway. Bostock will run it up to the 30-metre line for Featherstone. Ormond right to the 40-metre line. Halifax trying to push him back with Ryan Ball and Brandon Douglas making a start off the bench rather than coming off the bench. Brandon Douglas, as he has done so often. Michael Seal will come off the bench. Matty Wilder will kick it down the touchline and just look to make sure that Featherstone end the first 6 fairly comfortably in the Halifax 20. And again, Featherstone putting on the intense pressure. Morell gets the kick away. Bostock chased it down. That one's coming down awkwardly, and Tyra is on a race with Briscoe on that far side, and Briscoe is the man surely there that pushed it into touch, and Halifax should be getting the advantage at the scrum, and they do. Towering kick from Morell, and Briscoe and Johnson weren't really interested. There was no call from Johnson. Featherstone slowing it down with Carlisle. Morell steps one way, steps the other. Morell goes for the line and gets there, but just can't get the ball down, held up over the line. Well, Halifax have managed to find their way over the line, just couldn't get the ball down. Thackeray, but again not high enough to warrant a penalty, as Brandon Douglas takes the ball from Brandon Moore, trying to push his way down the slope. Brandon Moore goes from acting half, catches the defence. Two Featherstone defenders on top of each other there. Brandon Moore went between both, and Halifax making the pressure and possession pay. After 7 minutes, Halifax down the slope. Brandon Moore. Tyra will surely make it 6. Barber in at acting half, it's going straight to Morell, and Morell will be testing again with a kick, but that one has bounced over the head of the defence, and luckily for Featherstone, Hardcastle managed to regather himself and get possession, but was under pressure from Tyra as soon as he got it. And again the referee said it's around the chest area. Griggs disappears under 3, gets up, but there's a Featherstone man on the floor which will slow down the play of the ball a bit. Morell across for 4. Oh, and it's a knock on by Briscoe. Tyra puts the pressure on Briscoe again and gets a favourable result. Well, Briscoe had to challenge for the ball, because if he hadn't, Steve Tyra, a master at taking in those kicks from Morell. And it was a 2-on-1 there, because Warrenson was stood outside from this scrum. Brandon Moore off the back of the scrum to Morell. Morell shows the ball, then brings Ben Heaton back on the inside, and Heaton well tested Mariano. Mariano needs some assistance to bring Heaton down, gets it eventually from Bostock. Brandon Moore pops it up, and Carl Lane has touched down again, surely for a second try. Halifax fans going mad behind that line, and Carl Lane goes over. There's protest from the Featherstone supporters about the pass being forward, but Halifax won't worry about that as they make their way back to the own half after scoring a second try. Again on Halifax, 10-0 up. Tyra looking to make that 12. And 10 metres out to the right hand side of the post. No mistake from Tyra. Second conversion.
Successful conversion by number 3, Stephen Tyra.
Simon Griggs taking the ball up again. Last tackle. And they'll be looking for Scott Morell to put the ball up in the air, and that's spiralling and spinning for Johnson, and Johnson's missed it. The other Johnston, Ben Johnston, is chasing after it, but had to go the long way around the back of Talapapa. But Halifax get there to make the tackle, and these towering kicks of Morell really testing the Featherstone fullback. He's only managed to clear one up. Featherstone thought they were over. Ben Johnson came a long way out of the line then, and Talapapa is left in the corner unmarked. Ben Johnston went forward and perhaps created the opportunity. It left the gap which Rob Warrency moved into cover. There's plenty of options at goal kicker. Ian Hardman's not the first choice. Well, that's not going to get anywhere near the post, so it's still, the gap remains at 8. Featherstone line. Scott Morrell, will he go on his own? He will. He will, and he'll be put down 4 metres out from the Rovers line. Carl Lane looking on this side of the field. Barber out, and there's a hand in from Chris Alugia, who touched the ball on Luke Briscoe and knocked it down. Halifax yet. Carlisle, a little chip through, and Halifax put the ball dead, so it'll be a drop out under the post, so it'll be a chance for Featherstone to have back-to-back sets to charge of the Halifax line. Seeing the danger posed by Mariano and managing to put him down eventually. And referee stopped the clock again as Brandon Moore's gone down injured. It's all about player welfare, and there's an indication there may be a head injury there. So Brandon Moore will leave the field. Halifax have brought on Michael Seo, and they're going again towards that far side, but Ben Johnson this time sussing out the danger of Kyron Johnson and making the tackle. Wildy kicks through, picked up by Michael Seo on loan from Wakefield Trinity. Carlane, tackled by Thackeray, Jason Walton. Scott Morrell trying to go inside, and the referee has said it's a high tackle this time. Much to the displeasure of the Featherstone supporters, Morrell stays on the ground. Thackeray said it wasn't high. The referee having a word with the Featherstone captain, Missy Talapapa. And Scott Morrell gets up with a knowing smile on his face. Well, I think the smiles for the Featherstone supporters there. One man who isn't smiling is Anthony Thackeray after being penalised for that high tackle. Well, Tyra stood there. Tyra to stretch the lead to 10 points, which he has done, and that may not be massive at the moment in the context of this game, but it does mean that Halifax will get possession back. Elliot Morris shaped a pass to Michael Seo. Ben Johnson's moved into acting half, but Elliot Morris has somehow got the pass away. Shane Grady on that far side, early ball to Tyra. Warrency gets it from Tyra, has to come inside, gets away from one, does he know he gets hauled down eventually on the 20-metre line by Davies. Ben Johnson will put pressure on and kick into the corner. Talapapa spilt the ball up. It's a penalty for Halifax for offside against Featherstone. So Halifax with, well, I don't think they'll be going for goal this time that close to the line, knowing that back-to-back sets have brought points for Halifax earlier in the half. Gives it to Morrell, and Morrell kicks into the corner for Heaton to chase, and Heaton, well, there's a knock forward by Ben Heaton. It was very, very close to it. Driving his way backwards away from the Halifax line. Ben Kay to Morrell for a massive 40-20 attempt, and it all depends on the bounce. Well, it's not going to go for a 40-20, but Johnson is chasing it down, and that ball will stop in the in-goal area, and Johnson is a lone blue and white shirted player back there for Featherstone, and that's a massive kick from Morrell, because Featherstone are still coming back from it, and Ben Johnson and Shane Grady and Warrency joining in to take Talapapa. Well, you won't often see Talapapa go backwards, but the defence from Halifax there, the kick from Morrell was a monster of a kick, left Johnson on his own, and I think the fact that Featherstone had to come back so far meant that Talapapa had no energy. Moore and Royd. Good ball to Carlane, and Carlane threatening to bust open the defence off a great pass from Morrell, brought down 18 metres out. Michael Seo going for the line, and surely that's an offside. Well, Seo was running virtually side by side with the Rovers defender, and the longer he run, the more he tempted the defender into the tackle. Chance to stretch the lead to 12. And that is another 2 points for Steve Tyra, and another 2 points for Halifax as they extend their lead to 16 points to 4. Thackeray going for the kick again and forcing Will Sharp back, and Will Sharp could be in trouble here in his in-goal area. And well, 23 seconds left, it'll be a drop out under the post. It's a last chance for Featherstone, which is restarted now with 6 seconds to go. Kyron Johnson to Thackeray. What will Thackeray do from here? Kick up in the air. Sharp only has to take it, and Will Sharp has decided, still time on the clock, and Sharp into Thackeray, and Thackeray will bring Sharp down, but Will Sharp will get up with a smile on his face, because at the end of the half Halifax have got the job done 50%. Alex Mamone got involved there, and that's thrown everybody else into the argument. On the hooter, Richard Moore went down after the ball was kicked on the chase through from Thackeray. Scott Morrell is going to speak to the the referee rather, is going to speak to the captains, or looked like he was then. Well, he is. Keep the captains out on the field and speak to them. Well, I think he's partly to blame for what's happening, because he'd ignored some of the things that other referees would penalise. And Alex Mamone comes up underneath as the last man up. Kick through, well taken by Tyra. Tyra looked for a gap, and Wildy chasing him round with Carlisle to bring him down. Warrensey steps away from 2. Warrensey trying to find a little bit of a gap in that Featherstone defence up the middle of the field. As a target, Johnson stepping out of the way the last minute. Close to the line, Baldwinson gets it away to Thackeray. 3 on 2 on this side, long ball out wide again. Talapapa is on his own, but the pass is forward this time, says the referee. Well, took the opportunity to pass, but going down the hill, the ball carrying forward. There is a slight breeze which appears to be blowing. Brandon Moore from acting half, back to Morrell, and Morrell a little chip through, testing, and into the in-goal area. Halifax are getting there to make the tackle, and the tackle is made in goal again. That's a tremendous defence from Halifax. Well, all the way back almost to the 40-metre line. Brandon Moore gets it away to Elliot Morris, and Morris has a little bit of a gap, and it's only a tug of the shirt around the neck from behind that stopped Morris getting any nearer that Featherstone line. Oh, Carlane, great pass. Ben Heaton for the corner. Ben Heaton in at the corner, and that was an amazing dive and acrobatic from Ben Heaton. Close to the touchline, knew he was 50-50, launched himself for the line from 3 or 4 metres out, touches down in the corner. Halifax needing and getting the first point to the second half. Grabbing hold of the carrot that lingers in front of them for a top 4 place. Tyra's kick only just failing. It was a while before the touch judge indicated that was a failure. Johnson kicks, good kick. Oh dear, he's gone out on the full. Ben Heaton's coming back to the centre spot as if he's racing for a tap on the 20. I thought he was going to take that before it went out of play. It looked very close. And another penalty for Halifax. And terrific effort from Morris, almost away from 3 defenders. Ben Johnston to Grady, and Shane Grady, oh, can he reach out? Well, he's got the ball back to Will Sharp, but there's a penalty being given against Halifax, possibly for holding back there. Return, a good carry from Will Sharp. Rob Warrensey with a step one way, then the other, round the outside of 2. Rob Warrensey gets to the 30-metre line. Time being called off. There's a Featherstone player down, and Scott Morrell checking on the welfare. Well, the end of the game and possibly the end of a season for Pritalugia.
Number 30,
Being sought and supported as he leaves the field. Jack Ormond-Royd will come back on. Maybe not, but long ball out wide. Walton steps inside, going down the hill, and Will Sharp brings Jason Walton to the ground. There was threatening there from Featherstone. Thackeray looking for options on the last tackle, gets it to Davis. Davis pushes Tyrant away, pushes Will Sharp away, and gets the ball away to Wildy. Wildy tests Halifax outside backs again, and Ed Barber comes up with it again, outstretching the Featherstone defence. Well, no, Ben Kay's gone to the outside. Kick through from Morell again, looking to cause problems, and Halifax have caused problems again. Trapping Featherstone in the in-goal area with the ball. Gets up and plays the ball. Michael Seo. Well, Featherstone starting to tackle with the big hits now, but Griggs just gets up, shrugs it off and plays the ball. And a penalty against Halifax there. Well, Michael Seo had complained that Featherstone, I think, were trying to slow him down. Davis turns it back into the centre. Thackeray will kick on the outside of his boot, and Ed Barber will pick it up for Halifax, and 2 side steps and a 10-metre run relieves the pressure for Halifax. Barber again. Well, Halifax almost in danger of inviting Featherstone back into this game. Wildy to Thackeray. Oh, Barber went for the interception. And so the first knock on against Halifax with Ed Barber almost getting the interception. Halifax looking again to make amends for giving away the penalty. Thackeray to Davis. Davis inside to Walton, and a good tackle from Michael Seo ends Walton's run on the 10-metre line, and may have ended Jason Walton's game because he was struggling to get to his feet. He's gone back down again after he's played the ball. The kick is high, and Barber has managed to collect it but knocked on in the process. Ormond-Royd on their own line at Halifax. They appeal for another penalty, so close to the line. Bodies, Johnson's taken the risk again on Davis, and he's managed to get it away. Davis, and Thackeray's lost it, and Warrensey, late tackle from Moore. Warrensey already on the floor. The referee hasn't seen it. Mitch Carlane gets up and carries the ball. Lockwood, is it? Mariano. Kick from Morell. Johnson under pressure. Surely the referee is not going to say it went backwards, and he is. Ball goes to ground, and Kyron Johnson is a lucky man to get away with that. Kyron Johnson to Richard Moore, and Moore, one Moore to another, as Brandon Moore takes it for Halifax, and Richard Moore was the third man in to turn him upside down. Closer to the post, will he try for a one-pointer? Johnson runs across the edge, and it comes off the Featherstone defence, and Shane Grady is adjudged to have knocked on by the referee. Well, he could have had 2 tries this afternoon, could Shane Grady. Bostock trying to go around the outside, and there's a knock on from Luke Briscoe. When all he had to do was set the ball in, it would have been a foot race between Briscoe and Barber, and possibly Brandon Moore is the recipient again, as Carlane tries to take Halifax near that Featherstone line. And Halifax are going to get a penalty. Well, that's going to be 2 points. So close to the line. Surely an opportunity for Tyra to kick his third conversion. 100% because he missed Eaton's conversion. But still another conversion, a 5th conversion for Steve Tyra.
Number 3, Stephen Tyra takes the scores to Featherstone Rovers 4.
His 3rd penalty. He's stopped a metre out from the Halifax line. There's a scramble, there's lots of bodies. There's not a lot of cover on the flanks as Davis gets the pass from Thackeray. Walton throws it away, and Warrensey kicks it forward. Johnson gives it inside to Warranty. Warranty on a foot race. Davis is after him, he probably won't get to him. Thackeray's chasing him, he won't get to him. And Warranty might be injured, but he's gone up the hill 60 metres at Featherstone and punches the ball away in celebration, with fans and players alike who are mobbing Rob Warranty behind those left-hand uprights. And that will be game, set and match for Halifax surely now. But Warranty still managed to get it within an eminently kickable position for Steve Tyrett, and Tyrett obliges with another 2 points. The way that Halifax have played this afternoon. Ben Kay gets it to Ben Johnson, Johnson to Grady, goes without it. John Davies picks it up for Featherstone and gets put on his back by Tyrett, very heavily on his back by Steve Tyrett. Once again Halifax have turned up here and already had a Lugia leaving the field. John Davis is going to receive attention, so they've handed out the pain a bit. Ryan Barr, the last man up, Talapapa looking for some sort of revenge or some sort of consolation, as throws himself on the floor and manages to win the penalty. Not close enough. Carlane looking round for defenders. Carlisle out to Thackeray. Thackeray looking for Walton, and Walton got to the line, and eventually something for the Featherstone supporters to cheer about as Jason Walton goes over. And I suspect there's a lot of tired bodies in this Halifax side after the effort this afternoon. Steve Tyrer was hobbling a little bit earlier, so he might have struggled in that attempt to stop Walton. Oh, it's Mariano that's gone over. And full time from the Kingston Stadium. Hull Kingston Rovers 24, Toulouse Olympique 31. Johnson fails again. Again looking for the last 28 points to 8 they trail. I think some tired players in this Halifax side now. Featherstone looking to take advantage of that, but there's a knock on. Ben Heaton forcing the knock on from Jack Ormondroyd means Halifax will get possession. With 3 minutes left on the clock. Brandon Moore to Elliot Morris, and Elliot Morris caught with the ball. Knock on from Morris, says the referee. And the Halifax attack breaks down, only one of which is left in the clock. Ben Johnston gives it to Shane Grady, over to Elliot Morris, and Morris with a step falls before he can get the ball away. Halifax get a penalty. Bostock making no attempt to move away from the play the ball area. And Steve Tyrer just been given another opportunity to kick for goal. Still a fairly high penalty count. Hooter sounds the end of the game. Halifax victors over Featherstone, and depending on the outcome of this kick will determine what that final victory will be. And Tyrer goes back off the post, and when the players are off ready for the full-time Hooter, Johnson gets it away. Talapapa wrestled to the ground almost, but managed to get the pass away. Halifax defence are all over the place. Luke Briscoe round the outside, but Carlane making a terrific effort to catch Briscoe. Then last tackle, and Morris will knock on. That will signal the end of the game. A furious end, and Hardcastle there taking exception to Ed Barber. But Halifax look at the scoreboard. Featherstone were looking at one last throw of the dice to get a late consolation try from this game, which they've never really been in at 16 points down.